Yeah, bitch, I'm on one. I got a lump sum, she get me numb some. Shawty thick, she a hottie, she a bad one. Pull up on me, she gon' fuck me, give me noggin. I gon' smoke it up until I see mirages. Bitch, I'm on 10, bitch, I'm on 10, bitch, I'm on 10. If you got a problem, pull up with the mob. Some nonchalance, we air that no options. It's 30 like my rider, that be my shot. We take no caution. I might spin a body, I might leave a nigga nauseous. Hey, staying cautious amongst the drama. She got all that attitude from my mama. I'ma hit it if she got a man, ain't got no honor. She know I'm as savage as it gets and she my karma. We in floor seats. She like come and floss me. Shit, we gon' see. She gon' pop it for a real, oh excuse me. She like diamonds on the link, so them hoes see. Bitch, I got the trap jumping like trampoline. Lot hoes on sun, spitting codeine. Bring another round, shot, shorty, she all on me. And I'ma take it down, spark sun, she ain't gon' leave, she wanna drown. Chop, wait, up, jump, Hey, bitch, I'm on the way. I can't fuck with lil' mommy, she know my lil' babe. I got bitches pull up on me from behind the way. Ballin' like a, what you don't say. Bitches tryna be you, but they be posing. Like to keep her on my arm like a rollie. What her nose say? She be fucking like she tryna get some bills paid. She my bad little thing, she my little babe. Grab her ass when she walk, she gon' keep shaking. Shake. I got the trap jumping like trampoline. Lot hoes on sun, spitting codeine. Bring another round, shot, shorty, she all on me. And I'ma take it down, spark sun, she ain't gon' leave, she wanna drown. Chop, wait, up, jump,
Geico has a nice...
This me every day. Late night, you tryna be my bae, right? I can't afford expensive wines or all the trips to Dubai, but I can get you high as kites, and yes, that's edible. You sexual. I'm betting I heat you up with just a test or two. I'm telling you, I'm hitting them spots like grease stains. Open legs wide, I'm feasting. I woke up high, can't leave me sober. She like the contact we made, and if I ever fall, I bet I get a dozen more. Right after I wake up in hotels, bitches pass out on the floor. No lie, can never tell your motives. Don't trip, can never be too much for me. Calm down and just respect this Doja. I'm high and don't want to hear you sleep.
Late night, what ain't the sleeping calling? Take flight, I'm tryna be with the stars tonight. No light, I feel the darkness falling. You right, I got lost inside the sky. I can't understand your motive. I drink until I can't feel the pain. I smoke until I think I'm floating. I'm on, but I still can't seem to wake. Why ain't the sleeping calling? I'm trying to be with the stars tonight. I feel the darkness falling. I got lost inside the sky. Understand your motive until I can't feel the pain. Until I think I'm floating, but I still can't seem to wait. Same way. Same way. Same way. Yeah. And I could drown in sleep, but I
ain't tired. I ain't tired. You taking down for me. Yeah. I get it right, oh, get it right.
I fly away before I get my sleep. Yeah, I did my deed, I said my piece. Yeah, dealing with demons, I got crawling in the sea. Came around some angels, now they crossing me. Yeah, you like rolling loud, I'm with rolling with. Say I follow the truth and now it's stalking me. All in the booth, I let it loose and so now they all can see. Say I'm so faded, keep me on repeat. I've been so jaded, I need to find a way so I release all of this anger. I wind up taking it all out on me. Call up your number, thought I discovered a new route to peace. You in a slumber, can't fuck with bitches that ain't woke like me. I'm going under, I need to take a flight away.
Why ain't the sleeping calling? I'm tryna be with the stars tonight. I feel the darkness falling. I got lost inside the sky. Understand your motive until I can't feel the pain. Until I think I'm floating, but I still can't seem to wait. Late night, why ain't the sleeping calling? Take flight, I'm tryna be with the stars tonight. No light, I feel the darkness falling. You right, I got lost inside the sky. I can't understand your motive. I drink until I can't feel the pain. I smoke until I think I'm floating. I'm woke, but I still can't seem to wait. Same way. Same way.
Vibes and highs, vibes and highs. Yes, sir, indeed. Step in to the Doja room. To all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop enthusiasts, it's your boy, Dope Boy Diesel. Y'all know what time it is. That was Take Flight from Vibes and Highs, okay, by yours truly, giving y'all some flavor, giving y'all something to listen to throughout this beautiful summer that we are already having. So once again, I appreciate everybody who's already stopped through. Go ahead and hit us with a like on the way through, okay? Go ahead and hit this video with the like. If you want to listen to this, you can see it on the screen. Go ahead and check out your boy, Dope Boy Diesel. You already know where to find me, okay? On all platforms, as you see it here, okay? It's your boy, Dope Boy Diesel. If you want to check out the music, hit that. Go ahead on Apple Music. Go ahead on Spotify, whatever you like to listen to music on, or YouTube. Go ahead and hit that for your boy, and it's right there for you so that you can be in tune with everything I'm doing, not just the music. Go ahead and follow me on IG too. But like I said, as you're coming in, hit the video with a like, hit us with a repost. We're going to get into the show. Of course, this is Diddy Trial Day 15, okay? On top of that, we are also just going to knock out a couple of quick topics. Pusha T got the K-Thoughts all in an uproar right now, so it's time to quiet a couple of these niggas down, okay? It's time to get in that bag. It's time to get in that mode. And if y'all are regulars to the Doja room, then you know what that mode means, okay? You know what time it is. You know what I mean when I say it's time to get in that mode. Because a couple of these niggas is out here talking out of term. They bitching, they complaining, they whining like a bunch of bitches. You know what I'm saying? They sound like a bunch of hoes. These niggas want to be able to, you know, continue this train and continue this gravy train, when a lot of these niggas wouldn't exist if they couldn't mention this nigga's name. So now you got Pusha T bitching because he can't mention Drake, and he can't diss Drake, and he can't do all of this stuff to push his album. So he said, fuck it, my rollout is going to be me bitching. Yeah, I'm going to be on a bitch out tour. Fuck a rollout tour, it's a bitch out tour. I'm getting bitched out. Every platform I go to, I'm just getting bitched out. And I go to the label, I'm getting bitched out. Def Jam, I'm getting bitched out.
He go to UMG, he getting bitched out. Any record label he going to, it sound like he getting bitched out. Cause niggas don't want to hear that shit, Pusha T. You fucking bitch. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Let's get in this mode, man. Let's get in this mode. Let's get into these couple of topics that we got here. Cause as I said, we got Pusha T acting like a ho. And we talked a little bit about this already in the last episode. So if you haven't checked out the last episode, go ahead and check that out, okay? And if you want to get into more of, if you came here to listen to more of the Desiree and Rock Nation stuff, we're not going to get into too much of that stuff today because we don't have too much updates surrounding that case. I'm doing a little bit more research for you guys, talking to some people that I know who might have experiences in or around Rock Nation. So give me a little bit of time on that one. But I don't have any new crazy updates on that. But if you do want to hear more about the Desiree case, if you do want to tune into more about what's going on with Rock Nation, Demore, her daughter, Javon, the daughter's husband, and Tory Lanez, so on and so forth, go ahead and check out that video in my pinned, okay? Go ahead and check out that video in my pinned on X, and you yourself can sit down. It's a 4-hour breakdown. We go through the entire case and we go into a little bit of Tory's case. We make some comparisons. We look at some similarities and we call out cap where we see it. Okay. So if you want to hear something like that, if you came here for that, maybe just go ahead and check out that video because we're not going to be getting to too much of that today. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get into some of this Pusha T stuff because as I said, he has a lot of shit to say. Okay, and a couple of like I said, a couple of the K thoughts, they also have some things to say. Okay, they also are, as I said, they're in a bit of an uproar. All right, so let's get into exhibit number 1. Okay, you got one K thought bitch
last year, but it didn't come out.
Said Drake is the real industry puppet. Oh man.
Pusha T just exposed everything. So Pusha just did an interview with GQ, right? Everything. And he basically saying that the album should have came out last year. But it didn't come out because Def Jam didn't want Kendrick featured on the album. And we all know who was behind that. And the crazy thing is they're going to try to convince y'all that now Pusha T and Clips are these puppets of UMG. And that the niggas who are actually being censored, the niggas who actually have to go through loopholes to get their content out and express what they want to express, those niggas is the industry puppets. But they want you to believe the nigga that's orchestrating the censorship is the one that is going against the industry. And these are the tactics that we've been seeing forever. For any black leaders that came out and said anything, censor them and rewrite the narrative. And then pretend like the person rewriting the narrative is the one who's truly fighting for something. You're not fighting for nothing except censoring black expression. The same shit these white supremacists been doing for centuries. For centuries now. I just dropped a video on YouTube breaking this down even further. Click the link in my bio to check.
Nigga, shut your bitch ass up. The fuck is you talking about? We ain't clicking that bullshit. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? Fuck is you talking about, nigga? First of all, look, a lot of these niggas is getting on this fucking platform talking all this colonizer. He's stopping the black voice. How many of these K-Thoughts do you hear speaking on Tory Lanez's case? How many of these K-Thoughts you hear speaking on Rock Nation, Desiree Perez? Yeah, y'all care so much about the black voice, but real niggas who care about black voices, black men, black people, we've been putting in work. We've been reporting in on this story, and you niggas give a fuck about Pusha T and him bitching. Don't nobody give a fuck about Pusha T, nigga. If Pusha T would make the money, if Pusha T was selling the dollars, was selling the tickets, was making the dollars, then it wouldn't be a question that these niggas would drop a Pusha T album. But these niggas have to ask themselves, what benefit do we have from dropping a fucking Pusha T album? The fuck are you talking about? We don't want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear that shit, nigga. And you niggas is over here bitching and complaining about the black voice being suppressed. Oh, Drake is the real industry puppet. Nigga, Drake was already pissed off at these bitch ass niggas, and we heard it. And for all the dogs, we heard it. We knew it. The real ones knew it. And the whole time, the only thing that these niggas have been doing is spinning narratives. Okay? It's spinning more and more narratives. It's like you niggas are you niggas just don't sleep. You niggas are undefeated narrative spinners. What more does it take? What does Pusha T need in this asset in this album that he couldn't say, okay, I can switch that up, I can change that up, I can do this, I can do that. Drake policed himself on what he was about to drop on you, nigga. He stopped himself. Jay Prince, all these niggas, they stopped him. He stopped himself from bombing on you, nigga. What are we talking about? Did you forget that? Now we talking about suppression? They said in response to Drake, UMG said they would never stop an artist from their artistic expression. Pusha T does an interview with GQ, accusing UMG of attempting to stop his artistic expression. Media outlets quickly believed one accusation over the other. Ain't that interesting? See, when it came down to UMG supposedly saying they would never stop artistic expression, you niggas was all for it. When UMG said they would never do something like that, you niggas was showing excerpts from the lawyer and shit like that. Like, what happened to all of it? What happened to the industry puppets, to the industry touters? You niggas was all for that shit. You niggas was all for that shit just a minute ago. What happened? What changed? My thing is, what's, again, and I'm gonna keep on saying this shit because I gotta keep on asking you until I see a K-Thot. Because it be a lot of you niggas, especially on YouTube. It be a lot of you K-Thots who be coming in here. I want to know what's the explanation. What's stopping Pusha T from dropping a fucking album? Just drop it, nigga. Drop it on your own too, on your own, on the strength of your own name, nigga. What's stopping you? I don't see it. I don't understand what's stopping you. I don't see who's stopping you. I don't see these niggas saying they're not gonna let you drop music. I just don't see that. I hear these niggas saying that you either revise the bullshit that you trying to put out, or you drop that shit somewhere else. You drop that shit on your own, nigga. Now, let's get to one of our favorites, right? Screwface Thot. One of the dumbest niggas on fucking YouTube. Okay? Pear nose himself. Pineapple ass nose himself, okay? Nigga got a fucking potato on his goddamn face, nigga. Goddamn face look like a silencer, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? We all know this bitch ass nigga has some bullshit to say. I didn't watch it yet, but we gonna break it down right here because, as I said, Pusha T got all of these niggas' panties in a bunch. So now these niggas feel like they all gotta put their 2 cents in and say some bullshit. But here, we just here to call cap and shut you niggas the fuck up. Cause you niggas is some hoes, especially this nigga. Especially this nigga who's not even of the culture, selling protect hip hop shirts. Nigga, you're not even of this culture. Before this beef started, you wasn't even really claiming Americans like that. You was over here talking about how it's nice that you know where you come from in your village and shit like that. Over here trying to throw subs at black people and shit like that. But now you selling protect hip hop shirts. Now this thought ass nigga is selling protect hip hop shirts. He wants to protect my culture. Nigga, this ain't your shit. Nigga, you was just divvying the lines before the beef. You was just drawing the line in the sand before the beef. Now you want to sell protect hip hop shirts? This thought ass nigga. If you niggas is buying this shit, you niggas is some hoes too.
Push and No Malice have set the internet ablaze. And it's because they have came out in this new interview with GQ and said that they lost their record deal because they refused to remove a Kendrick Lamar feature from their album. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what hip hop will potentially look like post Drake's lawsuit. And wow.
No, this is what it's gonna look like from you niggas still trying to push this pedo shit. Let's just be honest, you hoe ass nigga. Let's just be honest, you thought ass nigga. Fuck is you talking about? There's gonna be no more eating off niggas' name, pushing your album off of niggas' name, taking these little opportunities where, oh shit, okay, everybody's hating Drake, everybody hates Drake. Oh, okay, everybody's calling him a pedophile. Yeah, let me throw my hat in the... Yeah, nigga, no, you're late. You on your Ab-Soul shit, but nigga, the shit is over. Nobody's responding to this shit. It's over. The battle is over, nigga. The fuck? You and Ab-Soul, how about you niggas go and circle jerk each other? You two niggas go diss each other, nigga. You two hoe ass niggas. How about that? You and Ab-Soul, you niggas go start a fucking beef and you go sell that album with Ab-Soul, nigga. The fuck? And then all the real hip hop fans, all the real, real hip hop is back. Kendrick brought real hip hop back. Yeah, all you thought ass niggas go support that shit. Pusha T can drop his album right now. Right now, nigga. United Masters, niggas right here. Music. Drop, nigga. Drop. Look. Press the button. You can upload your album right now, Pusha T. You can upload your album right now. It's all the files in there. You can upload your album right now, Pusha T. What's stopping you? That's what I'm asking. I'm trying to understand what's stopping this nigga. And I'm gonna keep on asking you niggas what's stopping him. What's really stopping this nigga from going ahead and just dropping this shit? I just showed you it takes 2 seconds. I pressed 2 buttons and I'm already ready to upload an album, my nigga. I pressed 2 buttons. There's nothing stopping Pusha T from dropping this trash ass bullshit. Go ahead and drop it, nigga. The fuck?
It's almost like somebody's been saying that this was gonna happen the whole time. Before, if the lawsuit means you betrayed this culture, and I kept telling people, do you not understand the slippery slope that we're going down? You don't understand the precedent that this sets. Universal has been the ones protecting artistic integrity, so that's why I'm on their side. So just think of what this possibly. Look how dumb these niggas are. Look how these niggas fall for the okie doke. Look how easily these niggas fall for the okie doke, so that this nigga can sell his album. Okay, I can't use Drake's name. I can't drop this single with Kendrick and we go ahead and diss Drake and do all of this pedophile shit that's not like us shit. Okay, I can't do that. All right, now I'm gonna play victim. Let's make it seem like Drake is suppressing the album. These niggas dropped us because Drake is in a lawsuit with UMG, a defamation lawsuit. What the fuck are we talking about, nigga? Niggas want to be able to niggas want to be able to call this nigga a child molester, nigga. You can't drop bars other than pedophile bars, nigga. That's the only thing that you can think about. That's the only thing that you can talk about. Could mean going further.
And look how easily these niggas fall for it.
Now, if Drake goes through with this and this goes through, you have now set a legal precedent that a rapper, an artist, anybody can be in a rap battle or feel that somebody was insulted or defamed in a song, and then the court has to give up their contracts. Do y'all not see the slippery slope? How does this help anybody? Protect hip hop culture at all costs. That's what, as crazy as it sounds, that's what UMG is doing right now.
What does he need? Here's the thing. Why would they tell Kendrick Lamar? Why would they tell Pusha T that he can't have Kendrick Lamar on his album? Why would they say that? You see, you niggas love taking just whatever these people feed you and running with it, and you don't read between the lines. You don't read the subliminal messages. You don't read anything. You don't look past anything. You hear what you want to hear, because all I heard was it sounds like niggas told them, you can't come in here with all this pedophile shit, all this bullshit that you about to be spewing. He needs to change that. He needs to take that out. It needs to be revised. You can't be on here calling Drake a pedophile. And he said, I can't control what Kendrick says. Kendrick's his own artist. I don't control Kendrick. So they said, okay, well, you need to take his verse off then. Take it off. If you can't control what Kendrick is saying on your album, on your song, then take him off. If you can't tell Kendrick to revise this, if you can't tell Kendrick to not to further push this shit, and you can't tell him that the whole pedophile angle is no longer a go, then take him off. Take him off. And then you know what Pusha T says? Oh, I'm not going to take him off. I'm not going to take him off the album. Now he's bitching about him taking off the... No. So stop skipping steps in the story. Tell the whole story, Pusha T. Tell the whole entire story. Just be real about it. Just keep it 100. Be real about it. And we don't have to sit here and listen to you bitch and complain. You can just drop your music. As I just showed you guys, it takes 2 seconds for him to go on United Masters, DistroKid. We got that too. Look. Just go on DistroKid, nigga. You can drop in 2 seconds. Upload. That's it. That's all it takes. Look. Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Music, Amazon, Pandora, Deezer, Tidal, iHeartRadio, Claro Musica, Savin, Boomplay, Angami, wherever the fuck that is, NetEase, Tencent, Jocks or Jukes, MediaNet, Snapchat, Roblox. Pusha T, you can drop it, nigga. Eric, shit, we can drop. They can listen to your shit on Roblox, nigga. Drop it. You Pusha T. You are Pusha T. Drop that shit, nigga. I just showed you. Take 2 seconds. DistroKid, United Masters. What you want to use? What do you want to use? You can use it. It can happen. It can happen in 2 seconds. Your album can be out tomorrow. Your album can be out by the end of the week on Friday. What is it? You scared that you're gonna only sell what, 9K, 10K? Might not even do better than Doechii with 11K. What are you afraid of? Why are you not dropping your music? You should be happy that you're free. You should be happy that you get to eat 100% off this. You got a Kendrick Lamar feature. What are you bitching about?
Now I never thought I would. A moment.
Now this nigga's thinking now you got this dumbass nigga thinking he having some type of revelation. Like he's Negro Damas in this bitch. When all he did was fall for your plot, fall for the okie doke. Fall for this whole shit that you trying to do and play victim. Because niggas like this love victims. Niggas like this support victims. They love victims. They love victims who play victims. Fake victims, I should say. So why should we sit here and listen to Pusha T get on GQ, go to GQ and whine and bitch about Kanye and working for Kanye and not really liking Kanye, but you worked for him, you was his president, and bitch and complain about how you can't drop an album dissing Drake and using that as promo? Like, we know what that really means, nigga. We're not stupid. Only this nigga is this stupid. Only this nigga is this stupid, and the people that follow him. Only he's this fucking stupid. Us, we're not that dumb. Okay? Us, we think we can think a little bit. We can read between the lines a little bit more. The only people you're fooling is niggas like this. Niggas from Nigeria wearing Protect Hip Hop shirts. Like this is their culture. But before all of this beef shit, before they could make money off of this beef, before they can make money talking about Kendrick Lamar, they was over here talking about how nice it is that they can find their village and they can go back to Africa and they know where they're truly from. They know their true roots. Niggas was over here talking about shit like that, but now they're selling Protect Hip Hop shirts. The only dumbass niggas like this is falling for what Pusha T is talking about. I'm sorry.
My life where UMG was protecting hip hop and artistic integrity and artistic expression and battle rap more than actual rappers. To the people who are defending this, y'all are willing to just burn down everything to save Drake. If you are defending If you understand, or if you are still pushing for these lawsuits, there's no more argument. You are anti-hip hop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I've been going so hard on these lawsuits. This is why I've been going so hard on Lawbury. Some of y'all think it has anything to do with Stan.
What have you been going hard on? Let's really talk about it. What have you been doing besides just making tweets, nigga? You ain't been breaking down no lawsuits. You haven't been going into this shit. You haven't been doing no research, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? You been going so hard on this shit. Tweeting, nigga. Tweeting. The fuck you ain't been doing shit, nigga. Cause if you were doing your homework, if you were looking into this shit, you'd be like, okay, it seems like there's something fishy going on here. It does seem a little weird. This does seem. I'ma have to admit, we will hear language like that. But you over here being a K-Thot, being a Kendrick soldier, being a kinfolk, and the shit that you're doing, it just doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense. Because, my boy, I don't know if you know, but Kendrick doesn't fuck. He's not gonna fuck with you no matter how many shows you pop up to and appear at, and act like a complete thought all the way in the nosebleeds. Like you're not gonna win points. Okay, he don't remember you. He don't know you like that. I'm sorry. I don't understand what's the benefit of you niggas over here spinning these narratives and acting like you don't understand what's truly going on here and calling the shit for what it is. This nigga wants to have a Drake rollout. He wants to have a Drake diss rollout. And that's exactly what it is. He wants to make his rollout about him and Kendrick dissing Drake. And he wants that to sell his fucking album. That's it. Let's get to another one before we move on with Pusha T. This one says, and Pusha T comments, look, he says no lies told. It says, according to Pusha T, longtime manager Steven Victor, Pusha T paid 7 figures to get out of his record deal with Def Jam. Clips refused to make the requested changes, leading to an unraveling of Pusha T's association with Def Jam, his label home for over a decade. Even though the rapper still owed Def Jam albums, he paid a 7-figure sum. That's all? That's it? He paid a 7-figure sum to get out of the deal, according to a longtime manager, Steven Victor. It sounds like, since you got all that money, bro, hit the streets running. You know what I'm saying? Hit the streets running, my boy. Go ahead and sell that album. Take another M, you feel me? And go ahead and do what you got to do with that. Sell that album, my boy. Sell that album. Now, my girl Portia had a little breakdown
wild
on this
comments
as well. So let's get into that, and then we'll go ahead and move on.
So this week has been full of wild comments from the bots, and I had to check quite a few of you all because it just seems like things aren't clicking, and I can't just let you run wild with the narratives. I've come to realize that that's why you guys hate me so much, is because every time you guys put out a false narrative concerning Drake, I debunk it with facts, with proof, with evidence, and you hate that. You hate that because ever since last year, you all think that it has been a safe zone to just run rampant with the false narratives, the lies, and just made up propaganda against Drake. And I'm here now. There are some other creators that are here now, and we're debunking it. And you all can't stand that. So today, I'm going to show you all some of my favorite, most insane narratives that have been created this week, and then show you and read to you what my response was. So this bot commented on my video about Drake and all of his accomplishments from the last week. And he said, I thought he was being suppressed. And I said, he is. The fans are running it up, though. And he said, okay, let me get this right. When the songs are not doing well, I don't know what songs he's talking about that aren't doing well. They all are doing well. When the songs are not doing well, he's being suppressed. But now when the songs are doing well, the fans are running it up. Okay, got it. So I responded and I said, one, you're conflating the numbers. These songs are older songs. Drake waited to have them certified. Two, suppression is hiding the songs on platforms so fans can't play it. No radio time. Putting another artist's song in the middle of an album playlist. Not giving the song a proper budget. All of these things have been done and are still being done to Drake. Nokia got to number 2 on the charts with no radio play. That was not a coincidence. It was suppression. What I meant by that is that Nokia got all the way up to number 2 organically with no radio play, with no help from the labels. It was supposed to get all the way up to number 1, but it didn't because of suppression. Then I said Nokia is being played everywhere by everybody, and it's clearly the song of the summer. Yet because Lucian forks out an extra million or so for another artist's radio play, they get those points instead of the song that people are truly listening to. So while the fans are running it up and the industry is in fact suppressing the song, Nokia by any other standards should be getting 3 times an hour radio play right now, like Luther, but it's not. That's suppression. Drake certifying diamond records has nothing to do with that. 2 different things, 2 different numbers. So just because we see that, Drake has all these accomplishments for older songs that he's made, that has nothing to do with the suppression that they are doing right now for some sexy songs for you. That has nothing to do with the fact that Nokia is not getting the proper radio play and fair radio play. That has nothing to do with the fact that we've been on Spotify, especially when the album first dropped. We're on Spotify and we're noticing that we're trying to listen to the album and magically a Kendrick Lamar song pops up in the middle of it. Like, that's suppression. The fact that in the beginning so many people couldn't even find some sexy songs for you on Spotify for the longest time, that's suppression. Okay, we've proved it with the videos, we proved it with the posts. I don't know what else you need, but we proved it. This commenter said that Kendrick's music is anti-establishment and that Drake was a pop star and Kendrick wasn't. And so that's why the pop star's music goes harder, because it's pop music and Kendrick's is hip hop. Okay, so I basically said Kendrick's music isn't anti-establishment, seeing how the establishment is the one pushing his ish to the new heights. Hip hop has been mainstream since well before Drake. Y'all act like Jay-Z never existed. Y'all act like Tupac and Biggie's feud wasn't all over mainstream media and news channels. Ja Rule, Nelly, 50 Cent, hell, even Chris Cross and LL Cool J had mainstream audiences. Y'all selling hip hop short. Drake has simply done it better than any other rapper. He's just the most talented, and that's the part y'all can't accept. So you minimize it to he's just a pop star, not knowing that pop simply means popular. Kendrick is also a pop star, just not as big as Drake. And this is a comment that I posted on someone else's page. I usually don't comment when I see foolishness from bots on this app. I don't go to other people's page and comment and like harass them the way they do me. But I could not help myself here because this man sounds a hot fool. Okay. So he basically was trying to say that the reason why J. Cole is accepted in the Black community, even though he's biracial, is because J. Cole doesn't talk like Wayne Brady. That's essentially what the argument was. He said some other stuff, but that's what the argument was. Drake talks like Wayne Brady. So I commented and I said, Drake does not, well, okay, let's get to my first comment. My first comment was, I bet you this man dates a white woman or has a white baby. People who talk like this all are the same, because he was talking like, y'all know how they are. Black superiority kind of complex, but then they're also the same men who go out and have babies and make children and procreate with anybody but a Black woman. Okay? We know how that go. Okay? But my next comment was, and Drake does not talk like Wayne Brady. Drake talks like a man from Toronto. Only an uncultured, never left America, Vegas and Miami are my only vacation spots, and I only eat chicken wings on vacation type of person would say something like that. You need to touch grass, go live. You need a passport and a book, my guy. You are very uncultured because the only culture you know is your own.
God damn. The fuck did she have when she woke up that morning and she said all of that shit? Like, god damn. Chill out on this nigga. Like, god damn. It just eviscerated his whole soul. Like, Jesus Christ.
And that's the truth. If the only culture you know and are familiar with is that of the Black culture, Black, and not even Black culture, the Black American culture, child, you're uncultured. You really need to do more with your life, because this is embarrassing at this point. You don't know the world. You haven't even seen the world. And I can always tell what type of people it is when they make comments like that. I can always tell exactly who you are. You've never been anywhere. You've never experienced anything. You've never experienced anything but the people around you. And that to me makes an uncultured person. So I don't even know where you even get off talking about Drake. Like, I could probably hand you a map or a globe right now with.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that these niggas like and what you really got to just see there and encapsulate when you're listening to everything that she's saying is basically like these niggas just sit here, they take this little bit of information or whatever comes out and they run with it. They run with it. They tell these lies. They don't sit back. Like even when it comes down to certain shit, even when it comes down to the Kendrick assaulting Whitney, this, that, third, I don't even push certain shit unless I got the concrete proof. Because when I do have the concrete proof, oh, best believe we going hard. We on your head top. But I don't feed into certain narrative because there's just sometimes it's just not enough there. You know what I'm saying? But these niggas constantly day in and day out. If you looking through each of these comments where she's responding to these people, it's day in, it's day out of these people pushing these narratives, playing oblivious, acting stupid. One day they're touting and they're UMG warriors. Okay? These niggas love the industry. They love everything the industry does. But then now they want to attribute UMG having all of this power, numbers being suppressed, and this, that, the third. Now they want to attribute the shit to Drake. Now Drake is supposedly suppressing his own numbers. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think if Drake was out here suppressing people's numbers or people were out here suppressing niggas' numbers for Drake, that they would at least be out here boosting his shit as well? If Drake was the person who was really scheming and the guy who is, you know, making all of this stuff happen in the industry and it's not Lucian, then wouldn't we be looking at an entirely different battle? Wouldn't we be looking at an entirely different outcome to where we have to sit here a year later and still be debating this shit? Still be debating this shit. All because they couldn't take their golden industry boy taking an L, losing to a singing nigga. The real hip hop guy couldn't be seen taking the L like he did. So it just had to be these narratives being spun every day. And these are funded narratives. These are funded narratives, okay? Niggas is paying paying to get these narratives spun. So I just play that and to show, like, day in and day out, you really have to recognize that, you know, you're in quite the the difficult situation when you're trying to bring people like this back to reality. When evidence comes out, paperwork comes out, we're seeing this with the Tory case. These niggas act the same way. When evidence comes out, when paperwork is coming out, when you're seeing, you know, shady movement and things like that, they act like they don't see these things. They act like they're not aware of or aware of the capability of UMG or the power that they have. But when things don't go in their favor, now they want to recognize power. Now they want to acknowledge that power exists. Now they want to acknowledge that type of power exists, that these type of people exist. And they want to put it all on Drake now. I mean, come on. It is what they do. You know what I'm saying? But this is just petty shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is just these niggas bitching and complaining. But, you know, before we move on, all I got to say is Pusha T, go ahead and drop that album. Nothing is stopping you. Y'all go ahead and support that. When he does drop it, all it takes is a couple of clicks, and you can go ahead, United Masters, DistroKit, whatever you want to drop it on, CD Baby, whatever. Go ahead and drop that shit, nigga. We're waiting, okay? I'm sure you'll have a big turnout because look how many people you got in the uproar. Okay, let's see what those numbers look like with organic numbers at that. Okay, let's see what your organic numbers are gonna look like, because at the end of the day, you got Kendrick Lamar on it. He just had a number one for, I don't know how long was Not Like Us on the charts for 52 weeks, 51 weeks. Your track should be a shoe into the number one, right? Drop that. You should have a number one album, accolades, all of that, Grammys. You got Kendrick on there, so you know you should get a couple of Grammys, right? So yeah, go ahead and do your thing. And yeah, we'll be waiting on that, bro. Yeah, just go ahead and drop it. There's nothing stopping you. Okay, let's get into some of this because I thought this was interesting. Seeing some of this information come out. And Your Rage talked a little bit on DDG and Holly. Now we haven't gotten too many updates on their case and what's going on, but I just found it interesting that he kind of gave a little bit more insight into their relationship and some of the things or the dynamic that might have kind of took place between them. So let's click this and see what he has to say, and we're gonna get into it after.
Queen Naija put some on her story talking about something. You need little to no proof to believe a lie, but you need all the proof in the world to believe the truth or some shit like that. And that's crazy to think about, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy, gay. And like another thing, there's hella shit that I know that I can't say on the internet because I ain't trying to fuck up motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say too much, and then it looked like niggas was talking to niggas and spreading her motherfuckers information. I gotta just use what I have on the internet when I talk to y'all. But bro, I know some. Bro, this shit is fucked, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is fuck. That's what I gotta be careful for, because I don't want to say some shit and then it fucks niggas' court processes up, and now my clips are being used. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta shut my bitch ass up sometimes. You don't have any, bro, my nigga. DDG, I don't know how you do it.
Trying to challenge this nigga.
When did Haley fans start hitting DDG? When that whole cheating shit happened with Ruby? Even that, bro. Like, niggas don't even know the truth behind it. Like, DDG, I don't know how you let shit rock, bro. Even before then, bro, no, I remember the jump was then, though. Like, Ruby posted, like, a screenshot of her and her DMs, but, like, there's a reason why there's a kids. Bro, if they knew, like, the whole...
There was a reason why, you feel me? She might have been texting Brent Fires from all the way back there. That's what I'm saying. You can kind of, we pick up on what this nigga is talking about. Come on, we know what this nigga is saying. Let's keep it a stack.
Thing about like what was going on at the time why he damned her, niggas would not be mad at that nigga. Not a single person in this chat would be mad at that nigga, but he just had to shut the fuck up. He had to shut the fuck up so she don't get bashed and shit, which is crazy. I don't know how you did it, gang. I don't know how he did that, bro. I don't know. Let this be a prime example, bro. Unless you marrying the bitch, the girl, don't put no baby in her.
And it seems like more and more, when you be sitting here trying to protect, certain type of women, it's not even in your benefit, my nigga. You over here trying to protect shorty, and she over here making it seem like you over here beating her ass. Bro, it's time to open the floodgates. I ain't gonna hold. It's time for DDG to open the floodgates. Really, I mean, maybe it's coming. Maybe we will get the real, but 9 times out of 10, you might not, just because that's his baby mother. So he might not ever really tell what's going on. But with her taking things legal and making things like shit, she might have did it to herself.
All type of shit. Yo, get him the fuck out of here. If it comes out that this nigga DDG actually put his hands on her and tried to beat her up, bro, GG, you're done. And I won't feel bad. It is what it is. I don't believe that happened, but let's just say that's the case. What? You can't get mad at that. He did this shit. But if he didn't, but the thing is, if he did it and it comes out that she capping or stretching the truth, she not gonna get no pushback. She ain't gonna get half the motherfucking hate that this nigga's getting. Not half, not a quarter, nigga. She's still gonna be a little Disney movies years later. Nothing. Like, you could just do this shit and it's like, all right, that's crazy. And this shit will be stuck on his name for the rest of their life. Even if it comes out he did not do this shit, it's still gonna call that nigga a woman beater.
Yep.
Nigga's still gonna be on his ass for life. That is so.
Didn't I told y'all the same thing. I told y'all the same. It don't even matter right now. And this is the thing about when you come out to the public, when you tell certain people that niggas are doing certain things, or you paint a man in a certain light nowadays, you put things on his jacket that will never go away. It'll never fucking go away. She put some shit on this nigga's jacket that it doesn't matter if the truth comes out that she was whooping his ass day in, day out, and he never lifted a finger. They're still gonna call this nigga an abuser. They're still gonna call this nigga a beater. And that's just how some women operate. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But this is why it's just you gotta protect your image, your reputation, and when it comes down to you being associated with certain things or behavior, you just don't need it on your jacket because people are already assuming the worst out of, especially these women. And I left a comment to somebody today, and it's just like, it was just some real shit because, like I said, a lot of y'all just really expect the worst out of men. Y'all think men move with the worst intentions in doing anything that they do. Anything that they do. Y'all think we're moving with the worst intentions. Y'all think niggas is moving with some type of ulterior motives. You already have those type of females who think the worst of men. You can do nothing right in their eyes. There's nothing that you can do that's right in their eyes, okay? So when you're dealing with women like that, and when certain narratives about you get projected into the world, or even on a smaller scale, you know, a lot of people, like, you know, just on a smaller scale are getting into fights with their boyfriend, and all of this domestic shit. We watched, I think a year or two ago, Shorty said that her boyfriend was beating on her, brought the brother and shit to the crib, and the friend, and all of them niggas got clapped because she wanted to make up lies, put certain shit on his jacket to where certain things happen, and it serves real consequences when you feel like you just want to fabricate or paint a certain picture about a nigga. You don't understand how the world responds to these guys when you just put certain shit on their jacket. It's just not good. It's just not good for you to even go there unless that's 100% what it is. If that's not 100% what it is, if he did not 100% abuse you, be slamming your head into a steering wheel or whatever the fuck you said that was happening, if that's not 100% what it is, if you are fabricating that shit in any way or fashion, then it's not. It's just like, you're just fucked up. Like, but the nigga is fucked, but you're so fucked up that you would go ahead and label a nigga that he's gonna wear this shit for life. You have to be a real deranged motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. There gotta be something wrong with you. There gotta be something wrong with you for you to put something that's, like I said, if it's not 100% that, you should just fucking drop it. Just leave it. You shouldn't even go there. You shouldn't even talk. You shouldn't even go there with anything that has to do with that type of language, if that's not 100% what it is, because at the end of the day, there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from you telling the world how this nigga perceivably acts around you or with you. Shit, Desiree Perez is harassing her daughter for seemingly the same exact shit, going through it. Because in her eyes, she feels justified in doing what she's doing to Demore, because she doesn't like the man that her daughter is with. And some people will take it so fucking far. Some people will take this shit so fucking far into territories unseen because they feel like they know what's best for you. And a lot of people might have disagreements, spats, or whatever, but it's when you start letting all these motherfuckers in. It's when you start letting all of this extra shit into the middle of y'all, which the internet been in this nigga's relationship the entire time. So it probably doesn't even benefit this nigga to have a public girlfriend. It probably doesn't even benefit him to do such a thing. because the internet is in your shit the entire time. There's no benefits to having people in your relationship like that, and to be constantly feeling like they're giving opinions or telling you what's best and the things that you should do or whatever, how you should carry it out. It's just no reason to have it. So the sooner you keep people like that out of your relationship, which, like I said, I don't think, if he does have another relationship, I think the best thing for him is to not even go public with it. Don't even go public with it. Just keep it under wraps. Keep people out of your shit. Keep people's opinions out of it. Niggas can't have an opinions for some shit that they don't know and they don't see. And that's just the best course of action, in my opinion. That's just the best course of action. I don't see the benefits of everybody, you know. I feel like even when it comes down to like people like Kai and shit like that, like there's no benefit to even doing such a thing, okay? So, moving a little bit into the Diddy stuff, okay? Moving a little bit. We're inching to the meat and potatoes of everything. Pause. Okay? But moving a little bit into the Diddy stuff, it would seem that Cameron interviewed the Punisher today on his show, which is wild, okay? Which is wild. But Cameron is a wild ass nigga. He's a wild ass nigga for this. Now, as soon I watched like 12 seconds for this, 12 seconds of this, and I was like, oh, hold up, I gotta save this shit for the show. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this little brief interview that they had, because already this shit sounds crazy. I don't know what's gonna really be said, but I know a little bit of what's gonna be said, but I don't know what they're going to talk about, but yeah, let's just get into it, okay? This is Cameron interviewing the Punisher. Now, if you don't know who the Punisher is, first of all, if you're watching right now, and if you've been following me this entire time, y'all should know who the Punisher is, okay? We went through this in the trial. This is one of the escorts that Diddy and Cassie hired to have freak-offs with, okay? This is one of the main guys that they would call on multiple occasions, and he stopped fucking with them once it became an issue of him seeing Cassie's medical records, okay, to make sure everything was kosher, copacetic. So they wasn't willing to do that, and he says, okay, well, I don't want to keep on, having freak offs with you guys if I can't see what's going on under the hood. So that's who the Punisher is. He's one of the escorts or exotic dancer. But let's see what him and Cameron have to say here.
How was that pussy though?
Holy.
I mean, bro, even if it was fire,
bro, was the pussy good for family? Let's stop the political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy? How was that pussy, my nigga?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like I got it too, pacing back and forth.
What?
Beating his joint, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My peripherals, my spider senses.
Okay, we get it. He couldn't get locked in. See, yeah. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? You trying to lock in on Cassie. You know what I mean? You doing your thug thizzle. And this nigga's just, he in the corner. He getting a little too excited in the corner. I get it. You couldn't really lock in and really give a full assessment of everything that was going on while you was knocking ankles loose. We get it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a little weird.
I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid.
Oh shit. Yo, he was scared that Puff was about to be like, hey man, hold up, man. It's my turn. Nigga like, all right, you can have it. Nah, not her. Yo, you nigga. It's my turn with you, nigga. yeah, he was probably a little scared of that. He was probably definitely a little scared of that. He was scared of Diddy being like, all right, nigga. Yeah. I like what you doing over there. Let me slide in. Cassie, take a seat over there. Like, let me slide in there. Yeah, I can understand him being a little afraid of that. He heard some things. Yeah, I get it. Like this is all making sense. I'm not going. He's cooking right now.
Like I wrote in my book, bro. For real, I got a hearing problem.
Right.
And sometimes when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, "Yo, I like the position you in," and I'm like, "Yo, did he just say?"
He said, "I like the position you in." Why are you over here? Yeah, see, you didn't know where it was gonna go after that. Yeah, you over here trying to get it in real quick. And the nigga over here talking about in the back, in the back of you. Damn, I ain't gonna hold you. How close was the nigga? Because if he came on some like right behind your ear type shit, like yeah, I like the position you. Yeah, that's gonna knock. Yeah, you can't do nothing with that. He just whispering up in your ear, coming up in your ear and shit like that. He all close. Nah, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. We can't have it. That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. I'd have told homie like, look, y'all got a lot of paper in here. Y'all got a lot of money. I'm gonna need you to go get you a little nanny cam surveillance camera. You gotta get a little, what's the little interrogation glass, the little the see-through mirror or whatever. Yeah, you need to get one of those, brother. You need to be on the other side of the wall or something, and just watch this shit like you watching the interrogation, nigga. Cause we can't do this, not with me.
I wish I could penetrate him, like hearing.
Hey yo,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm hearing, like, yo, hold on, wait, what did you just say? Like,
so basically, you never could get comfortable because. So let's just be clear and get the elephant out the room for the audience. You're not gay? You're saying?
Absolutely not.
Right. So I was reading that in the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on, or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these events?
Yeah, so I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like I saw her face, she looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw her, I thought she was Megan Good.
Right.
Like if I was gonna pin her, I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good. But
nigga, you thought Cassie was Megan Good? Nigga, what is wrong with you, bro? What are you talking about? You say something else like that, I'm start calling your cat, whatever you saying here, cat, because now you're bugging. Okay, you thought Cassie was Megan Good, nigga? Come on, relax, bro. They not even the same shade. Like you're not even close, bro. Like what are you talking about? You're bugging out.
Then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker, so I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out to finally, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her, and she said at some point her husband's gonna walk in and I'm not supposed to acknowledge him, look at him.
Oh, hell nah.
Act like he's not even in the room.
Right.
So we'll be like on the couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. And eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area across the room, like watching, and we're supposed to act like he's not there.
How long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like, I want to say like over a year.
Get the fuck out of here. A whole year? Why? So let me, how long, okay, let's, I want to stick to that for a second, but how long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo, okay. I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was, right. But I'm Googling a married couple.
Right.
So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you.
So then, and I never found out with a visual cue. It was a hotel, the ex's house. And
nigga, all the Diddy bopping that this nigga was doing at the time, and you ain't know it was Diddy and Cassie, nigga. You ain't never looked at this bitch. You was fucking on this bitch and looking in her face, looking in her eyes, stroking her down for a year straight, and you didn't recognize who the fuck she was? You didn't come across a movie, a magazine, a music vid, nothing? Like, what the fuck is really going on, brother? Like, I don't know. Like, how good was the pussy? Was you... What? Okay, that shit might have been
We'll
drugging
get
you
there,
up,
let's
bro.
say 2 in the morning, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite. Mm-hmm. And just to kill time, I happened to cut on the TV, but in the TV had a welcome message. So the TV said, X's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, man.
So that's how you found out that it was Cassie and Diddy by just cutting on the TV and seeing the introduction on the television.
Wow. Cutting on the TV.
Wow. I seen also in the transcripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning. Nothing, no intercourse. How long until you had actual...
Yeah, he had a full breakdown interview with this nigga. I'm not gonna lie, but if y'all want to go ahead and watch that whole interview, y'all can go ahead to Cameron's page in his show and watch the full interview of that. But I just think that shit was hilarious. That he had the Punisher on there speaking a little bit on the case and basically asking, was the skins good, bro? Was the pussy good? Let's stop the bullshit, okay? Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead. Since we got that out of the way, we can ease ourselves on into this Diddy stuff, okay? So I want to catch up on where we were yesterday, okay? Because yesterday we had just finished up with Mia, okay? Mia is the personal assistant. I gave you guys an entire breakdown yesterday from my sources on their perception of Mia and their them sitting in trial and listening to Mia. Gave you guys an entire breakdown of that. I gave you guys a breakdown on how they felt about Deontay Nash. And I gave you guys a little bit of extra context on what exactly was going on in and outside of the case, okay? So you're going to want those details if you're really interested in the Diddy stuff. If you've come here every day for the Diddy stuff, okay, or for the baby oil, then I suggest that you go ahead and check out that episode because we do a full breakdown of week 3, I believe, and get into everything that was going on there, okay? We're doing now is we have Eddie Garcia, I believe. No, before Eddie Garcia, we have Sylvia Oken, and that's where we left off yesterday at the government calling Sylvia Oken, okay, and she works for the Beverly Hills Hotel, and she's worked there for 17 years. She says, I'm the director of sales and marketing. Okay. They ask, how do reservations work? They say a system called Opera. All right. Again, we're picking up from yesterday, which is very brief, and then we're getting into today. So they says, does Opera link a customer's alias to their real name? She said yes. And this one, who is it really? They said Sean Combs. Can a guest change his or her alias? They said yes. They said, how is this paid for? They said through Fletcher at Bad Boy, paid by Amex of Sean Combs. They said, what's this? They said, folio or bill for room 259. They said, what's this? She said, a $500 charge for oil damage. So much goddamn oil. They just pouring oil all over the fucking place. They just dousing oil, throwing the whole fucking baby, tossing the baby oil. They probably popping the whole top, just drenching. Come on, you know these niggas, with all of this baby oil they using, all of the damages, they popping the whole top on that baby oil. They popping the whole lid, I'm telling you. It said, no further questions. They asked for a cross. The defense asked, the accompanying guest was Cassie Ventura, 1 second. The accompanying guest was Cassie Ventura. She says yes. They said nothing more. The judge says, "Oh, is that a good place to let the jury go for today?" And they end for yesterday. Okay. So now let's get into today. Let's just go on down and get to that. Did I pass it? Okay, I thought I passed it. X is a little bit weird in that regard with all of that stuff, but let's get into a little bit
U.S. versus Sean Combs trial
of what he has to say here. This is Inner City Press, just giving a little briefing on. He said midday after Eddie Garcia testified about Combs. Okay, so this is a little bit ahead of where we are. So we'll wait on that. It said day 15, he restarted with limited replies to see if the thread works better. Okay, so but this is day 15. It said during the search at the Miami airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Carum's person. And I've been hearing a lot about KK, but I'm gonna get into a little bit more details about KK once I get them. Okay, but let's read into a little bit of what we got today. And so we are also entering into evidence records from Signature Bank. They said, any objections? She said no. They said, with that, the government calls Derek Ferguson. How do you know Mr. Combs? He said, I worked for him in 1998 till 2017. They said, what was your role? He said, I was the CFO. They said, how were your bonuses determined? He said, company results and my performance. Were you responsible for managing Mr. Combs' personal finances? He says, yes, at times during my tenure. Who was your supervisor? He says, sometimes to Mr. Combs himself. How often did you interact with Mr. Combs? He said a couple of times a week. Later, he became more of a chairman. How did you communicate with him? They said back then, pagers. He said, who is this? And they show Uncle Paulie in the photo. He said, that's Paul. And these individuals, he says, Roger Bonds and D-Rock, they were security. They said, what Mr. Combs, was Mr. Combs the sole owner? He says, yes, 100% of Bad Boy Productions and Films. They asked, what was his role? He said, creative and marketing. Did some ventures have partners? He said, Bad Boy Records with Arista, also with Warner, Sean John, clothing had a partner. They asked, what were the profits? He said, very profitable. How was Mr. Combs paid? He said, sometimes salary, sometimes distributions from the companies. They said, what is a distribution? He said, if solely owned or passed through like a S corp, the owner determines to draw down. He said, did he have a bank account? He said, yes. Could you sign on the accounts? He said, yes. Which bank did Mr. Combs' company use? He said, Citadel, HSBC, and Signature Bank. They asked, what is this one? He said, Janice Combs Music Incorporated. It furnished his name and likeness. They said, Mr. Ferguson, are these your initials in section 4? He said, yes. It was 92909. Is this also a business checking account? He says, yes. And this one? He says, with Diageo and Ciroc. I'm sorry. How was this account funded? They said inflows. What about credit cards? Primarily American Express expense reimbursements. Did Mr. Combs have an Amex? He says yes. Did he use it for personal as well as professional? He says yes. And the companies paid? He says, yes. How was outgoing cash handled? He said, we had plenty of cash accounts and cash advances, for example, for those traveling who didn't have American Express cards. When Mr. Combs was paid in cash, how did it work? He said, we'd match if we'd match it if a contract. And then they ask, were you aware of Mr. Combs' security staff carrying cash for him? He says, I was not aware of that. And when you were responsible for his personal finances, what did you do? He said, budget for the year. They asked properties. He said, inflow and outflow. What properties did he own? They said the Hamptons, New York, Miami. They were held in LCCs for anonymity, I can't say the word right now. Anonymity and liability reductions and tax benefits. Did you oversee the personal accounts for Mr. Combs? He said yes. Were you aware of him supporting other people? He said yes, from his personal earnings. Your Honor, this might be a good place for us to take a break. He said, how much time on this witness? He said 20 minutes, we think. And Jane, starting late tomorrow. We expect 2 days for her cross-examination. They said, only Mr. Ferguson today? They said yes. And and if the cross, they talk about the cross, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to it. So, it said Combs' least used lawyer, James Durskell. This exhibit is full of hearsay. It said, the judge says, I have the gist. Mr. Foster, are you saying none of this is for the truth of the matter asserted? And he says, yes, this is not excludable hearsay. The judge says the objection is overruled. How are we doing on the compilation video? He said, we still object, the defense says. He says, but the compilation is put together? They said, yes. We would like some material to be taken down and other relief. The judge says, bring the witness back. The jury enters back. Mr. Ferguson enters back. Okay. They said, Mr. Ferguson, before the break, we were discussing these bank records. What is 207 Anderson LLC? He says, Mr. Combs' property at Alpine, New Jersey. They said, what's the mailing address? He said, 1710 B-Way. What are these internal transfers? He says, $190,000 and $575,000 and $100,000 in December 2011. Who decided whether to initiate the internal transfer? He answered, usually the comptroller. Do you remember these? He says, no. And this outward transfer, to whom did it go to? He said, Cassandra Ventura. For how much? He said, $20,000. And this one coming in? He said, Roderick Ventura for $20,000. They asked, when did you leave the CFO position? He said, the end of 2012. The chief growth officer, the Revolt Media, and the TV. They asked, after you left, how often did you communicate with Mr. Combs? They said, he texted me in 2024. I don't remember the day. They said, let me show you. He said, I see. Then they say nothing further. Then the defense come in. They said, you grew up in the Bronx. Where did you go to high school? He says, Stuyvesant. Where did you go to business school? He says, Harvard, NBA, 1990. Then BMG Music Group? He says, yes. They own over 100 music labels worldwide. They own Arista, 50% of Bad Boy Records at a certain period of time. It said, could Mr. Combs then do whatever he wanted? He says, no. There were Arista agreements. Coming from the Bronx, I thought he needed more companies that would hire people from the community. I saw that in Sean Combs. I thought it was a chance to have an impact. They says, what was the onboarding? He says, interview, met some at Arista. I met Benny Medina, some others. They said, so you didn't just meet Mr. Combs and get the job. He said, no. How did Bad Boys change from 1999 to 2012? He said it added other businesses. Records were getting competitive. Do you remember Notorious LLC? He says it was a magazine called Notorious. Bad Boy Records was established in 1993, right? He says yes. I think it was in 1996. Did Bad Boy have connections to Interscope? He says yes. And UMG Rhino. Who is Andre Harrell? He answered he founded Uptown Records, went to Motown, then back to Bad Boy. What was the Spirits business called? He says eventually it was called Combs Wines and Spirits. I was involved in the start with Diageo. They asked what issues arose with Diageo. They said objection. It says they asked were the difference I guess what were there differences about how to market? He says there were always differences of opinion. We had conversations on how we drive it more. It was the brand everyone liked competitors. They had a sidebar. They come back and ask, were you concerned that Diageo was marketing Ciroc primarily in areas to certain people? Excuse me. He said, in my opinion, it says, on your personal knowledge. He answers, the distribution was highly concentrated. The question was why. Diageo was marketing it more in urban areas than more broadly. Okay, so what about Revolt? It was owned by Highbridge Capital Management, which was purchased by JP Morgan and Chase. He says, I think so. Highbridge had 2 seats, right? He says, yes, 2 of 5 seats on Revolt. What were you at Revolt? He says, Chief Operating Officer. What did that entail? He said, finance, production. And Sean Combs wasn't in the management, right? He said he was not. Let's look at DX 1901, the Combs Enterprises. Let's put up the redacted versions. And they says, here you have James Cruz and the HR officer after Vashta Wilson, Andre Harrell, and yourself. This is the team, he said. What is digital? He says, they said, your pause says enough. Personal versus business expenses. What's your accounting background? He says, I was a CPA for a time. You never saw Mr. Combs sitting reviewing his Amex bill? He says no. When there was a partnership with other company, they would look at the books as well, right? He said yes. Many high-profile people have personal assistants, yes? He says they do. Security was part of the business. He says yes. Security's job was to be in close proximity with Mr. Combs so that no one would do something dangerous to him, right? He says right. Let's talk about the cash. What about the cash receipt form? When is it used? He says, for example, touring. They have a sidebar again and then come back. Did anyone see you help Sean Combs commit crimes? He said no. Did you see anyone make the company stronger through coercion? He says, can you explain that one? What did you mean by coercion? He said, fair enough. Through sexual abuse or trafficking? He said, no. You were there 19 years. How hard was it? He says, building from scratch, long hours. Did you send Mr. Combs a text in November 2017? He says, I don't know. They said, I'll show you. Did you tell Mr. Combs you learned so much from him? They said, yes. He pushed the entire team. He had passion. You're a religious man, right? They said, objection is sustained. You're on the board of his charter school. He said, yes. The school tries to work with at-risk children. He says, objection 403, sustained again. Let's move on. Do you think highly of Mr. Combs? He says, I don't know how to respond to that. They have a sidebar, and he comes back and he says nothing further. They redirect. The prosecution comes back now again. They ask, was Revolt Films entirely separate from Revolt TV? He says yes. Who was the head of Revolt Films? He says, I don't know. Did you ever stay in a hotel room with Mr. Combs? He says no. On this org chart, who is the chairman? He said Sean Combs. And you see Christina Coran here. He says yes. They said, do you see the name Mia? He said development and acquisitions. They said nothing further. Recross. The defense comes back again. They ask, you didn't go to his home or hotel because that's his personal life, right? They say objection is sustained. They say nothing further after that. They say, jurors, you may go, all rise. Okay, they say with Jane tomorrow, we want to avoid the type of accident that happened with Mia. So we want the public screens turned off. We want to avoid the situation where accidentally none of the redacted version goes up. He said, okay, for Jane's testimony. The prosecution comes. They say, the new compilation, I understand there's still a defense objection. The judge says, I don't need further argument on that. They say, I do intend to show Jane some explicit videos. I propose we turn off the attorney's screens so the gallery can't see. The defense says Mr. Combs is prevented from possessing any of the text messages of Jane. Here's the ask. We need to meet with our client in a place with a desk, with no separation, to go through the text messages. Judge says, could you do it if you leave now? They ask, what is, I guess, what if we use the courtroom tonight? I guess that was a typo. He says, there would be marshals here. They said, fine with us. He needs to see the text. He can only see them when he's with us. We need more time without a screen between us. It's the Sixth Amendment issue. He said, these text messages were produced in Rule 16 discovery. This is the prosecution. They had them for months. We expect the direct of Jane to run to Monday, so they'll have the weekend. The judge says the texts are sensitive. He says there's nudity. A paralegal could sit with Mr. Combs. He says we need a solution. They ask, what does the screen prevent to you? Paint a picture to me. That's what the judge says. He says the screen is thick mesh. You want to see it with your client and use a highlighter. The judge says there's time in the courthouse 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and after. For the SCIF, we need a special officer, I'm told. The defense says the courtroom would be better. We don't mind the marshals. The judge says there are marshal service issues. The defense says we still oppose the compilation video. The judge says it would be better if we had the original. And why don't we? The defense says it would have been deleted after 10 days anyway. The judge goes to the side with the marshals. He says, for today, you can use the courtroom until 6 p.m. I'll try to figure it out for the rest of this week. Okay? So it would seem that they kind of called court a little bit early because they have to really go through these messages that are going on with this Jane person. Okay? So I'm looking for it seems like we're going to be in for another exciting day. Okay, real quick, we will not be shooting on Friday. We will not be breaking down on Friday. I will be going out of town. Okay, I have a wedding to go to on Friday, so I'll be going out to Atlanta. I'll be there. So anybody listening to the Doja Room and you're in the ATL, go ahead and hop in and link with your boy. Okay. We'll be out there for the weekend, but we will not be doing any shows. Well, I might be shooting some content. I might be doing some live. Okay, maybe I might do some live updates or small things like that. But as far as full-on Doja Room shows, we might not be doing too much of that until I come back Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday, we might not be getting any Doja Room episodes, but I'll be doing my best to keep you guys updated with anything else going on with the trial. Okay, so I just want to, like I said, make sure you guys are aware of what's going on. trial has ended for today, and that is day 15. Not too much going on, okay? We see that they are really preparing for this Jane person to come up and testify. So, and it seems like when they do testify, that's going to take the rest of the week. So yeah, that's what we're going to be prepared for. So, until then, I appreciate you guys for stopping into the Doja room, breaking it down a little bit of the Diddy trial, and we'll continue to break it down. We will be back in tomorrow, so come in and ride and slide on us tomorrow. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Slide into the Doja room though. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Okay, I'm expecting something big. I am expecting something big with how they're talking and with how much the defense is objecting to this compilation video, that they want to turn off the screens. It seems like this woman might have been involved in some freak off activity. So who knows? Okay. But until then, I appreciate you guys for stepping into the Doja room. Okay. To all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop enthusiasts, I am your boy, Dope Boy Diesel, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me every single day. Okay. Every single day that we have just came in here and, you know, just really been having some fun. And I appreciate, I think it's a good 150 people who come through every single day. And I really appreciate that as well. Okay, so thank you for stopping through. We'll be back tomorrow with Diddy Day 16, the trial. Okay, and yeah, stay sexy. You niggas stay out here. All right. To my niggas out there, stay hustling. Okay. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me roll this outro, and it's time to get some sleep. I'm not gonna lie. It is it is about that time. Okay. Stop in with us. Oh, and before I forget, I don't know how I could possibly forget. Check out Vibes and Highs. Okay. That is what the music that we were playing in the beginning of the show. Go ahead and check that out. All right. Check out Vibes and Highs. That is just dropped. We dropped that on all platforms. Okay. And we are rocking all week with that. All right. We're going to be playing that everywhere. So I hope you guys tune into that. You got some vibes in there for everybody. And I appreciate you guys for stepping into the Doja room. It's time for me to get the fuck out.
Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry.